Hi, everyone. Today we're here at Striking Unlimited. I'm here with Frank Mir. Frank, what's going on?
Not much, man. Just working.
Yeah, I'm working. You put in some work today, that's for sure. Let's get right to the point. You got a fight coming up with Nogueira. Big fight. I think it's probably the biggest fight of your career. How do you feel about that?
Oh, it is the biggest fight of my career ever. He's the most accomplished opponent I've ever been in the cage with. I hope to be in a war because Nogueira's on his part it'll always be a war. If it's not a war, it's because I failed.
You seem to have a very, just your demeanor is very different. Does that have a lot to do with being on the show and having things kind of reconnect with you, with the public, or what's going on?
No, I just think that I don't have to be disillusioned to be confident. A lot of fighters have to say, I'll knock my guy out, I'll submit him, I'll do this, and all they're doing is trying to convince themselves. And if you have to convince yourself through words, then your training isn't very confident. Nogueira is a great fighter. There's nothing I could do to take that away from him. Mm-hmm. The only thing I can control in my life is what I turn out to be, how great of a fighter I can be. I expect Nogueira to be like he is in all of his 30 fights, a phenomenal athlete that comes in there and will never say die. And, Renzo Gracie made a statement one time I read, and I totally agree with him, that if Fedor and him had fought from morning till night, and you go home, when you come back, Nogueira would win. He would be the last man standing. And that's the kind of opponent Nogueira is. I don't think anybody respects him more than I do. But, and I take that into my training. I'm not training for a Nogueira that can be finished, a Nogueira that's weakened, or a Nogueira that's over the hill. If that turns out to be the case, it'll be a surprise. Not expected. And I don't have to take any, like I said, I guess, point being is that there's nothing I can say to control what he does. I can only control what I do.
I can definitely see where you are with this fight. I mean, just watching you train and just talking with you. I've talked with you over the last couple of fights, and I can see an evolution of your mentality to this fight. Like I said, plus we're getting really close to the fight, so obviously you're ready to go. Exactly. Another big question here, right to the point: should Brock Lesnar have gotten a shot at the title?
I think it was premature. I think Brock Lesnar, he has a lot of draw and he makes a lot of people money. I guess if that's all it's about, then yes, he deserved a shot. But if it's about, also a combination of hard work and a little bit of working your way through the ranks and paying your dues, and no, there's a few heavyweights out there that, that I think that are on par with him, if not could pose a threat to him already at this point in his career. Cain Velasquez, for example, from AKA, phenomenal heavyweight, I don't hear too much mention of him. I wonder, why that's the case. But obviously I don't own $1 million business and I don't have $1 million home, so maybe I'm not the person to ask these questions.
Well, maybe so, but I have an opinion on it. I personally think that he shouldn't have gotten the title shot. I think that they should have made Randy wait out a while, and I think that the winner of you and Nogueira should have gotten the real title shot. Not saying that this isn't a real title shot, but at the same time, yeah, absolutely. Does that kind of piss you off? Yeah,
I got to fight again, a 5-round fight now for a title, and no one even knows it's a title yet. Everybody keeps asking me, like, "You're fighting 5 rounds?" Well, yeah, interim title. Like, Brock's a champion. I've heard it enough times now, so whatever.
Let me ask you a question because I'm a little confused about this. Are you and Nogueira the main event?
Co-main event maybe? I don't know. I've never seen a 3-headed main event yet, so I think it's just a 3-way thing, I guess. I don't know. Threesome.
All right.
Amongst, it's not the kind of threesome I guess I've always envisioned, but.
Well, I tell you what, I'm really excited about this fight. Obviously, you are. It's something that I think, and I know you probably feel like, I always feel like this for a fight. Because I think you have a different feeling about you right now. You're coming across different than the last 2 times I've seen you before a fight. Or do you feel like, this is the way I feel every day before a fight?
I've never felt this way before.
You never had to face a Nogueira?
I've never had this kind of preparation before. I've learned now that fights truly are won in your soul in the preparation for the fight. You can't control outcomes, but if you don't earn an outcome, you don't really appreciate it. If you watch me when I fought Tim Silva, I didn't really train that hard. At the end of the fight, when I raised my hands, you can go back and watch the video. I just won a heavyweight title. Did I look very excited?
No, not really.
Not really, right? Because I know I didn't deserve it. I won. Anybody can win. Look, Brock Lesnar caught Randy Couture. It's fighting, man. Anything can happen on any given night. But if you don't feel like you've earned it, then a victory is false. And if you have earned it and you still are denied victory, you still go home happy. I've did everything possible. I can't control outcomes. It's like the Joker, man. Chaos is chaos. You can't control the outcomes of situations. I can't control myself. And that's where I guess I'm more at peace with myself now. It's where I feel I can go out there and fight my hardest now, and I've done everything I can to possibly deserve it, so there will be no second thoughts. That's a beautiful feeling I've never got to feel before. And now that, to beat Nogueira now, I have truly earned it. If I lose, I truly gave him my best shot. Nogueira beat the best version I can possibly give him at this moment, and he's the better man.
Well, something that I'm really happy to say, as I said, I've spoken to you before your last few fights, and you and I have talked about it before, but now I've really seen the evolution and return full circle of a martial artist in general. I think that's what I see in you today.
That's the only thing I can really take with me. My cars will eventually break down, my houses might get sold. I'm going to get old and feeble, and people are going to forget my stories. But what I made and how great of a person I can contribute to the martial arts and what I can gain from it is the only thing that I can truly keep. You can throw me in a prison cell, beat the shit out of me, take everything away from me, but I'm still a martial artist. And that's the only thing I can really take with me.
I look forward to it, Frank. Thank you so much.
Thank you.